You heard the story in our pregame. Kris Jenkins, Nate Britt, two brothers meeting here. For more on that story, here's Tracy.
Jim, just a tremendous story. In 2007, Kris Jenkins went to live with the Britt family, and Kris told me not only did he gain another set of loving parents, he gained a brother in Carolina's Nate Britt. And the two of them talked about this opportunity often, never expected it to happen. Both families here tonight, the Jenkins and the Britt family. The Britts will not sit together. Melody will sit in the Nova section to start, and Britt will sit in the UNC section to start, and then they will switch at halftime. The two told me that it's all about family. It's win-win. The boys, they said it's all about bragging rights, Jim.
It's only a little national championship to boot, and we are ready to go. Johnson, Ochefu, and championship night is underway. With Brunson off the tip, missing the lay-in. Had an easy one.
Got to take advantage of those opportunities. We got the Cats going a little man-to-man. Jim Nance and Grant Hill.
Great chance for the Wildcats. Brunson took it to the hole quickly. That's going the other way here. Back to Villanova.
And that's what you will see tonight from Villanova on defense. Anytime the ball is in the paint, we'll have a bunch of guys swarming, active hands, getting down on the ground. Villanova, that's what they have to do to contain a very lengthy Tar Heel team.
A little late on that curl as well, Jim, defensively.
Page, the senior, the decorated senior on the freshman Brunson.
Well, they invert here. They're going to do a lot of this. Put the guards underneath. They think they can do some damage. Arch is not bad in the hole.
Takes it to the paint.
That one.
Tossed it to the basket a little wildly, and it's off Villanova.
Ralph, he'll get that one-on-one matchup. North Carolina hesitant to leave the shooters on the perimeter. So if any post-up opportunities for Villanova, they'll get one-on-one matchups.
Little midcourt pressure by Villanova, almost forces the turnover, but it stays with the Tar Heels.
A little shaky on both ends here.
Can you blame them?
No, not at all. They'll get going, though, a little bit. The big thing on Villanova is how they're going to play the big fella in the hole. Who's going to front? Who's going to help? And when do they trap or at least shade down there?
Barry feeds the open man. Jumper, no go by Meeks, and Hart, who plays much bigger than his size, comes away with the rebound. Jenkins decides to take off. Lost it on the way up. And it's turned over to Jackson.
Great balance here.
And here's the three-point shot. Yes! Barry opens the scoring from three.
That's the danger on the push. That's the one concern that they've had, Villanova. Getting back and identifying. And don't get in a running game with this club.
Ochefu.
Nice cut.
Beautiful pass. And the basket by Jenkins.
He gets about 2 a game. Has a good feel, the big fella. And Johnson hasn't had a touch yet. And look at the front and the weak side help.
That's
Nice
Hart
job.
denying for a moment, and it's knocked out of bounds by Hart with 16 to shoot. There are 3 ways to watch the championship game. This national broadcast on TBS. True Homer coverage, though. Villanova team stream presented by Bleacher Report on True TV. And the North Carolina team stream is on TNT. And that's Page with the floater.
They got a block
on Villanova.
A little late, maybe in the area. Jenkins.
As you can see right now, though, Raph, Villanova is fronting everything in the post. So these driving opportunities will be there. And Marcus Page attacking the basket.
Good call, don't you think? He got there a little bit.
Got there a little late.
Just after he elevated. And Page is key, Jim, I think, because he can make threes. And also put that ball on the deck. And I love his passing ability. So they have 2 point guard mentalities out there.
He hit 3 threes in the last 9.5 minutes against Syracuse to really put the game away on Saturday night. The academic All-America, the top scholar athlete, men's basketball in his conference the last 2 years, gets 1 to go.
Great kid to chat with. It. What makes Carolina tough? 4 guys were over 100 assists. They really give it up. Excellent passing team. This is a tough match, I think. Jenkins got to keep busy, keep Johnson moving.
Hart. Diacono. Takes it inside and puts it up for 2.
And I think you can drive on this North Carolina team. Watching the Notre Dame game, you can put it on deck, blow by, and create. Once again, as you notice, the three-quarter court press.
May have gotten away with a travel underneath. Johnson wild with the shot. And no whistle.
That's the presence of Ochefu. Big rim protector for Villanova.
And they could have had a run out there, but they're going to control the pace.
They have to. You got to play slow paced. Execute. Make sure you get a good look at the basket on every possession for the Wildcats.
Jackson did a nice job early on Hart. Nice kick.
Over to Arcidiacono. That's a 3. He splashes it home.
They spread the floor beautifully. Look at this match. Look at this match.
Away by Arcidiacono. Pulled up 3. Off the rim. Pulled away by Bryce Johnson.
They're not afraid to drill it. Even nobody's under the rim.
Villanova is switching everything. So many unusual matchups, but it's all about grit and hustle for this Wildcat team.
Jackson able to hit a 3 at the other end to tie the game at 7.
This kid is tough. Rebounds, does all the little things for that club. Solid defensively.
Feeding the post, and that's Meeks who got a hand on it, but last touch by Ochefu.
I mentioned Jackson's ability here. You close out a little bit late. He's got a beautiful stroke. Matching that with that beautiful floater he possesses, one of the best in the country when he gets in that lane.
He's a kid born right here in Houston. Raised up the road in Tomball, Texas. Homeschooled. Played for the Homeschool Christian Youth Association Warriors, and now back before family and friends here.
Right now, Villanova looks like they're in the zone.
Not too many classmates, though, Jim.
No, they're not here. Here he is again. 2-point shot.
Nice check out, real solid box out principles, and they're walking it. And this pace really helps Ochefu, I think. That was demanding on the big guy.
You don't want to get into a track meet with Carolina. That's where they excel.
Bad gamble, really. Sell out.
Loose ball saved by Jenkins. Hart unable to scrape it off the floor. Carolina has some numbers. Page taking it to the paint. Rebound Heels. That was Page who saved it. But nope. Not good news for Villanova. Kris Jenkins was called for the foul, his second.
And this is one of those plays where you got to use better judgment. Not a good play by him. They need him on the floor with that deep threat. And the old days it would have been a force out. Maybe that's his second foul. That's how detrimental that is. But now they got some great defense with Bridges. Automatic switch on the baseline.
They never signaled that Jenkins was the one they were calling it on, but saw it on the replay. Put back goes.
And that's going to be the key to the game. Blocking out and keeping the Tar Heels off the glass. That's where they dominate. They've done that all season.
Hicks showing why he was the ACC's 6th man of the year.
What luxury to bring him off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. You get good shots, you can. They are typical. Once again, the post up. He's being very offensive minded right now.
Arcidiacono able to back him in. Backed in Barry and converts.
And the O'Brien twins from Seattle. Now that's aging myself. That's the early 50s. Less than 6 feet posted up.
That's Bridges, who's come into the game in 25.
This is a tough match, I think, for Ochefu, Jim, because he can drive Hicks, take him away from the basket.
Right now, hard on Meeks. Haven't been able to take advantage of that mismatch.
Barry drives in. That never touched the rim, so there are 3 seconds on the shot clock. Here's what Diacono did at the other end on Barry.
And Raph, great footwork down low by the arch, but he's accustomed to doing that. That's part of their offensive package. When they have a smaller guard, they post him up. Usually he's pretty efficient down there.
Barry to inbound. Again, 3 to shoot. It's Page over Brunson. Down and out, tapped once by Hicks. No, and it's Hart who comes out with much bigger players around him. He has the basketball and gives it up to Brunson.
You can talk about him that all year. The guy that provides a lift for this club, really sticks his nose in there.
Boy, good recovery by Brunson from off the floor. Hart's going to fire it from top of the key.
Wow.
Tried to bank it home. As Bridges trying to save it, got a foot on the line. It's going to Carolina. Don't miss a special presentation of the new TBS comedy series, The Detour, tonight after the game.
And Coach, you wonder if on that last possession, the length of Jackson against Hart, going against a guy 6'8", long arms, that matchup will be very interesting tonight.
Phil Booth comes in for Villanova. Brunson sits.
I thought Hart was a my turn kind of a shot, too. He had a deep one.
And that's Booth, who had just checked in. He came close to a steal. Stays with Carolina. Jackson to inbound. Britt on the floor.
Thus far, Villanova, a lot of deflections, a couple steals. Carolina usually very good at handling the ball. They got to be careful. Can't be careless with the basketball.
Britt's one of those guys can pull up jumper, can get to the rim, drives it well, and they got a quick look that Johnson didn't look for.
Britt's going to fire up three from right off the bench. And it bounces into the hands of Ochefu. And here comes Booth now, running the point. Bryce Johnson, so far, they have really certainly contained him. He's only taken a shot. He has not scored. Here's Ochefu. He loves the hook shot.
Does. Nice.
And he's got the touch to go with it.
Good cross. They got looking. We're just going to warn both players, I think. Hart and Jackson got into it a little bit. Just love the ability. And this really isolates people. You're going to decide, do you want to go play? Come on, guys. Just pay attention. Three good officials. And right away, Michael Stevens telling Jackson to lay off a little bit. He's giving him a little homeschooling, by the way.
Exactly. Michael Stevens, John Higgins, Terry Weimer. Let's give them a nod. The officials will get the championship call. Here's what they're all intense about. Look at that.
That's good basketball. I love it. Competing. You know, Jay's walking the ball. He told me a story. One of his buddies said in 2009 when they got run out of it by Carolina, if you went to a bachelor party in Vegas and you were out on Friday, you couldn't go out Saturday and Sunday with the guys. You'd be too tired. That's what Carolina does to you. Heck of an analogy for basketball.
I like that one. That is something else. Here's Hicks. Challenging every shot down low. Carolina's got some close looks and missed on a couple of occasions, not even touching the rim.
Nice pace for Villanova right now. Once again, trying to invert, post up, lift.
Hart. I think the foot was on the line. Oh, they ruled it a three.
And he continues with his hot shooting. The aggressiveness of Mr. Hart.
And that was an open look, a step-in jumper. That's what they've done best of late in the season.
It's the biggest deficit that Carolina has faced this entire tournament.
And once again, Johnson, because of the front end, here's the lob. That's the difference.
Johnson's on the board in a big way.
The footwork was faulty defensively. Bridges got turned around, and they have great vision and connection, don't they?
Well, without a doubt, but you gotta actually put pressure on the passer. But the understanding of where Johnson is and that catch and awareness of where the basket, the concentration getting fouled. That's why Bryce Johnson, one of the best in all of college basketball.
How important was that to get him going?
It's got to get him going. You know, he does a great job walking the guy up the lane. Little inexperience with post defense by Bridges. You're right. Stay connected. The big fella.
Brunson back in after sitting down for about a minute and a half.
That gives the Arch a little break. They have a nice three-guard rotation. Keep point mentality's always on the floor.
Daryl Reynolds has come in, number 45 for Villanova. As Hart, surrounded by Tar Heels, able to squeeze that over to Brunson.
Nice
Needs
cut.
help. It's Booth.
Under 5. Small change. Nickel dimer.
Yeah, that's a good defensive possession by North Carolina.
They had him under 5. You're right.
It's on Penson. And Ochefu's going to check back in quickly.
And Villanova really test your defense because they're so methodical, very deliberate. You make a mistake, they make you pay. North Carolina, though, that's an area they've improved here in the tournament with their defensive execution.
That foul on Penson, the first called on Carolina. And Brunson to inbound underneath. Going to take it out long to Bridges. He came up big in the regional final to Bridges against Kansas.
A double high horns look. Roll one. Here comes a cross double.
Here is Bridges.
Nice job by Pinson getting through, taking the shortcut.
Now Booth able to drive in and come back outside with it. Brunson.
You got
And
the
that's the
hands.
second time late in the shot clock.
Yeah.
They committed the foul.
Posted up the little guy. Oh, music to my ear. The attack to the rim, sensational, but the ability to step outside sets up that inversion. And defensively, the great hands, the arch, the triumph. Here it is, a little kiss by the little guy with the big-time ticker.
And he's got 7 points. That's tops in the game. They did review the Hart three-pointer during the break and confirmed it was a 3 indeed.
They do a nice job zoning up there, trying to force a baseline interception on the out of bounds.
Looks like they're going to go back inside, possibly to Archie Diacono.
Nice fade screen. They use a lot of curls off those low bumps.
Chefu out to Booth, and he nails the 3. He hit 4 out of 6.
And how many times have we seen Ochefu setting the table for a shooter?
Booth gave him a big performance against Oklahoma off the bench to help make that a route. And look at, again, they find Johnson left alone underneath.
And that was all set up by Page's baseline look. A nice kick. Broke down that D.
We talked earlier, Carolina, a great passing team. Villanova, all their scrambling, they got to stay connected to their man.
I think you got to use Johnson and some ball screens out here. Keep him away from the rim. There you go. Now he's got to make a decision. Reynolds got to roll to the goal. A little trap, slap. Arch with nice poise with the bounce, hesitation. And Reynolds got to dive to that rim if you're going to run it.
Foul call on Britt. This is Booth.
Knocking it in, and of course on the other end, Johnson. You can't leave him alone. Well, he's touching. Look at he's looking right at the rim right there with his athletic ability, but you got to stay attached to him.
Michael Jordan is here. You cannot believe all of the alumni on each side made their way to Houston.
A lot of people like to stay attached to him, couldn't
say that. Eddie Pinckney with Coach Massimino.
The great one. Coach Skunji. Of course, Eddie was the center, dragged Patrick away from the rim, which helped them in that game. And the pace, too, Jim, in that game, we're a little reminiscent of this. Well, a little nickel diamond. That's what you got to do. Move him around. He gets frustrated, angry. Move him around.
And what's so great about that, he attacked the big.
A champion about to be crowned, and right after the game, get your official championship gear, locker room tees, hats, and more at the official championship store of the NCAA, ncaa.com/shop. First foul on Bryce Johnson.
We're liable to lose one of these inbounds. They're having a lot of trouble getting it in. Excuse me. No, they are in no hurry. Make them work on the D is the philosophy right here. You got to stay constant. Nice look.
Brunson.
Followed up by Chefu. How about that dive to the rim?
Without a doubt, if you don't box out the diver, Ochefu will make you pay.
Villanova up by 5.
There's that early offense back screen. They usually cross screen. Nice front by Hart, really frustrating in his post defense of Johnson.
Just all hard work and intensity.
No, too deep here.
Meeks, turnaround, yes.
Yep. He worked hard to get free. He keeps moving like that, he'll humble Villanova.
Meeks' first points of the night, coming off a 7 out of 9 from the floor against Syracuse. 15 points, 8 rebounds Saturday.
A lot of dribbling right now.
Brunson, back out. Hart. Brunson, he's open. Back to the rim by the freshman. And there's Johnson off the floor.
Boy, can he get off the floor? Major league. And look at the mismatch inside with Meeks.
Here is Jackson. What a stroke.
This kid's tough. How about them using the floor?
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you front. The help is going to be pulled in, and the weak side will be open. If Carolina knocks down those shots, things will go well for those Tar Heels.
Jackson now with a couple of threes in this game for North Carolina. Here's Booth on the baseline and stuck.
Close to a walk.
Yeah, Roy Williams was signaling for it. Didn't get it. Hart banks it home.
I don't think he meant that. He'll take it. That's a kiss to remember. They are playing great defense, though, Carolina. Ooh, Johnson may have gotten away with one.
Yeah, he got Brunson in the face.
Here's another one of the mismatches now. They harass the passer, which makes it tough to get in.
Page looking for a three. He's
There you
got
go.
it.
Love this kid, don't you? Attitude, class, makes plays, rings the bell. Didn't get frustrated all year, Jim, when he had bad games and poor three shooting.
I'll tell you what, if North Carolina's making three-pointers like that, could be a long night here for these Wildcats.
North Carolina 4 out of 6 from 3. As Hart hits the turnaround shot.
That's what makes him tough. He can be out on the bounce, a little post up with some strength. Pretty good feel in this game, isn't it?
Oh, man. Let's hope it can stay this way.
Brunson's got to pay attention to Jackson, too. He's looking to help out a little bit too much.
Here's another three. Carolina, 5 out of 7. And this is the worst three-point shooting team in Carolina history. You wouldn't know it tonight.
Well, it only takes one night with the juices flowing.
Villanova, they got to settle down here. Too much one-on-one offense. Let's move the ball side to side. It's got to be their mentality.
Barry 2 for 2 at the other end.
Shot,
and that was Jackson who influenced it.
Look at Hart and Jackson banging one another again.
Look at Barry. Give it back to Page. Johnson snaps it to Jackson. The floater bounces out. Underneath, it's Meeks swatted away by Ochefu as 2 Wildcats, 3 Wildcats tumble.
This is fun to watch. They are going after one another. Not too bad. Sit back and enjoy. Big time.
As you look at the numbers, Carolina leading it by 2, currently on an 11-4 run, thanks to the way they're shooting from the outside, Grant.
And yes, they are. The ball movement, the recognition of open shooters, Barry, Jackson, Page, all knocking it down from the perimeter early on. Unlike the previous game against Syracuse, where they were 0 for 11 in the first half. But when you front the post, you got to give something up, and they're giving up threes.
There you are, 32% on the season. The three-point shot came into play during the 86-87 basketball season.
See if Villanova can make some adjustments, not giving up these threes.
You give up the threes here for the coach? I mean, not give them up, but certainly here's an offensive foul, the screen. Hicks, he does foul when he gets in there.
Let's go over to Tracy.
Well, Jim, Jay Wright so frustrated in that huddle. He kept saying ball side 3, ball side 3. He said they need to lock in on the personnel better. Offensively, they need to attack, and they can't settle for contested shots, Jim.
All right, the big thing right here is Jenkins is back on the floor with 2 fouls. He's set for, well, he's set for about 10 minutes. And now they've decided to go to him with 6.5 to go.
Well, Hicks has got a pick and pop, not a bad call. He does that pump fake better than most guys in the country. Didn't deliver that.
Other than the Hicks putback, every Carolina basket has come with an assist, and that's turned over by Page.
And he is pained when he turns it over, that kid.
Yes, he is. You talked earlier, though, Raph, about giving up threes. Hey, if you're going to lose to North Carolina shooting a high percentage of three-pointers, you got to give up something.
Now, the one thing, though, that Villanova is not, as they call it, whacking out, closing out on the 3. I know they're going cross-court, but you got to get and identify. And a little mismatch here, I think, of strength and size for Hart.
Hart. Wow. Had it taken out of his hands, and Carolina comes away with it.
Look at the mismatch inside.
Look at Hart fighting down there on Meeks.
That's Barry. Yeah, nice move.
Kid. What a tough kid. Makes threes, puts it on the deck. Played a little labor of years, by the way, right?
Yes, indeed.
So that last time down the floor, Villanova turned it over for the first time in 11 minutes. Led to the Barry basket at the other end. And a 4-point Tar Heel lead. And wow. Look at this. Jenkins.
Nice.
Sit for 10 minutes, come in, but all made up on that ball fake.
And a little bump, too, got up to that right side. Little 1-3-1, it looks like. A little scramble.
And it's stolen away. Tried to force it inside, but Jenkins was there to read it.
And they do a lot of different things with their defense. Mixed it up. Really can concern the offense.
They're unpredictable on defense like you.
in everything.
I'm only predictable in one role.
Jenkins driving in, and he's got back-to-back buckets.
Nice gamble when you think of a Jay having confidence in the big fella. A little bit of a chub, but he can get to the rim, too.
A chub?
Well, it's a little affectionate term. He has to watch it, as you know, right?
Now he's lost about 35 pounds. Here's a jump shot for Jackson, not falling. Hart so scrappy.
Meeks.
Great. Hicks fouled him.
Great block out by Hart on that play.
And actually, Hicks called it on. Wow. Called it on Hicks, his second. So tomorrow night, Syracuse and UConn square off in the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball National Championship game. Coverage on ESPN begins at 8:30. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Hicks is down and 2 fouls. James comes in. He hit a couple of shots off the bench on Saturday.
Well, they all pump fake so well. Page with the reaction. This is terrific basic basketball. A little overzealous in the closeout.
And that's the second on Page.
Just a nice sell on the closeout there. Ball fake. Getting into the paint. Of course, Roy Williams unhappy with that call. But that's the presence of Jenkins too, Rav. Him being out there, he stretches the floor. You have to guard him, and there'll be more driving lane opportunities for the Wildcats.
That was a tad nugget.
So they got Jenkins back into the game, and he hit a couple of shots to tie this at 27. And they're going to sit him down. He was out there for about 2.5 minutes.
I like that, don't you? You think of it, you know, yo-yo back and forth, get a few. Don't get number 3.
Booth at the line is a 1-and-1. Booth, one of 6 Wildcats on Saturday to finish in double figures. He had 10 points. That's the first team since UCLA in 1965 to have 6 players in double figures in a Final Four game.
He's a deceptive player. Quick with that bounce. You saw a little pump, gets people to bite, can make a 3 on that pull-up jumper. Terrific substitute.
Last 6 points to Villanova. The last 7 fouls on the game have been called against North Carolina.
Right now, North Carolina just cannot get the ball inside to their bigs.
Hart on James. Look at unbelievable. Archie Diacono. Look at him check out, too.
Barry now has 3 out of 3 from outside.
He's been magnificent.
Leads the game with 11 points.
Loves to bounce and back him in. He does carry it once in a while. Well, not a good play by James. Why?
Not at all.
Didn't need it.
And gentlemen, we have a close one here. North Carolina, Joel Berry from long range. The air is kind of thin.
We got a 1-on-1 at the line. Ochefu became a career 1,000-point scorer in the game against Oklahoma. And earned another shot here.
68% free throw shooter. Now this kid's been nicked up all year. Solid late. Stepped on a foot the other night. Was fine. Being back strong.
Game is tied at 30. Ochefu, one of 4 senior starters for this game, 2 on each side, and those 4 seniors all played their first NCAA tournament game. It was Villanova, North Carolina back in 13. Here they meet in their last one.
Look at this kid.
Boy, Barry is the story right now. He's 5 out of 6 from the field, 3 out of 3 from 3.
Yeah, nice job there.
And just so composed, so confident, knocking down that jump shot from mid-range.
He did a nice job with the screen to the empty side. Ochefu either hand.
Oh, boy, did he leave. James.
Bad foul. Bridges. Now, it doesn't take much to get a guy free. A little clear out opens up the right side. And just a little bump sets it up. Who's that? They look to run that back screen. That wasn't part of it, though. James gets right to the rim. And, of course, Berry having a very good time the way he's knocking shots down.
The ACC tournament most outstanding player. He's got 13 of their 32. He's already above his average. That was the second foul on Bridges.
Really handled that pressure efficiently. Look at this mismatch here. You can elevate for a jumper, automatic switch. Nice hustle.
Who had 5 steals against the Sooners.
And that's the second time they've changed the look. They can be really intelligent on the defensive end.
Carolina's 6 turnovers, uncommon for them. They usually value the ball very well. Scrappiness of Villanova on display.
Here's Hart.
Steps. No, got away with it.
Great defense by Jackson.
He's been really containing beautifully. Nice roll.
Bounce pass.
Double dribble.
Yeah. There's the steps.
Yeah, double dribble too.
Still frustrated by also missing an opportunity the previous time down the floor.
Did you ever do this little double here?
Well, I got away with it.
You know what? I think it was a walk, though, more than a double dribble. Right?
Barry again for 2 more. And this kid now has 15 of the 34. And a timeout's called by Villanova.
They're concentrating the inside defense. They forgot about the guards.
Yes, they did. Joel Barry reaching deep into the bag of trips. Getting down the lane. Finishing strong. Tar Heels up 4.
The NCAA tournament and Coke. Team up for great taste. We've got 1:52 to play in the first half.
A little great taste on the floor for Villanova in Jenkins. He's got to be careful with those 2. Little double.
But he really makes a difference, Coach, when he's out there.
He does. He's trying to steal a couple. He's going to post up now with, look who's on him. Family.
Yeah, here it is.
He can elevate. They've done this a few times.
Yes, they have.
How many times do you think they did it? Dreaming of being in this situation. Look at our Chefu then.
His activity, though, Jenkins, gave all that open opportunity. Little kiss, but a big fella.
First basket by the Cats in a little more than 3 minutes.
Carolina is small here, 4 around 1 themselves, matching the perimeter play of Villanova.
There's Brett. Floater, yes.
Wow. I'll tell you what, these guards are really lighting it up.
Yes, they are. Taking over here.
It's funny, you give something up when you're really guarding well in the box area. A little better match here. Jackson is all over Hart. Oh, a little late, number 23. Bad one, just late, Oshefu. But on the offensive end, his contribution is solid. Very patient. Johnson going up. That big wall, a little smoocheroo. Goodness, this is just great guard play. That floater, we talk about a number of the individuals, particularly Jackson. That was pretty by Britt.
Final 40 seconds of the first half, and it's Jackson. He's doing a little homeschooling here in the Wildcats in his hometown.
He will not be doing judge, which is judgment under God.
3 out of 3 from 3.
Big trip, I think, for the Cats right now. You got to turn here.
Booth lost it on the way in. Up ahead. Here's Jackson again, soaring, and he's blocked.
Wow.
Blocked by Hart. 5 seconds to go in the half. Booth, he has time. Looks up, puts it up, and got it.
Big time dagger. Booth. Open and close it. Goodness, what a play by Hart.
I'll tell you
magnificent.
What, closing out quarters, halves, being able to get a big block, and a nice pull-up jump shot by Booth.
Just magnificent. This is the end of a great defensive play. Josh Hart leaves it all out and closed the book on that, huh?
A 4-point turnaround, really, because North Carolina, fast break opportunity, was looking at going up 9. Instead, Booth was able to time it just right, and it's a 5-point margin. Carolina at the intermission. And you saw this kid play back in high school. Great family, great young man, and he's leading the way for the Tar Heels. And some will tell you inside the basketball program, he's been the most consistent good player on this team this year.
All year, solid, runs the point, the most assists on the team, and yet can fill it up from deep. See the counter now, Jim, by the defense.
Final 20 minutes for the national title.
Nice job. How about that? Jenkins with a denial. And Berry, one of the few mistakes, didn't get the right angle to dribble it down, make that entry, and he is sharp and talented right away. You can just see, you got to grab hold of that big fella. What a Got the big. Oh, don't
Look
leave
at
him.
Jenkins. Look at this. Front of the rim, though. Hart in the right spot. Jenkins says, "I'll give it another go." And twice he was short. Barry. Leave it up, and Johnson is able to deliver the basket.
And Jim, that was made up by Joel Barry's penetration. You got to collapse. Found an easy basket from Mr. Johnson.
He makes tough shots too, that kid.
Nice pass to Hart. In the paint, doubled up. Back outside, Brunson.
Big
Falls
shot.
on the floor, but hits the three. That was huge.
Big shot to stay in contact.
Johnson rolls off the rim, and that's going to be on Meeks.
There's a great block out there by Mr. Hart, Josh Hart, getting in there, getting in the legs of Meeks, knowing that he wants to crash the offensive glass. Excuse me, Ochefu. And that's where the game's going to be won for Villanova. Can they keep them off the glass? Doing a great job thus far.
There's that pick and pop, and nice recovery by Bryce Johnson.
That was the first foul on Meeks.
Look at his spin out by the big guy. Ooh.
And again, unable to convert.
I think looming large was Johnson, a little concerned in the head.
Jackson. First time he's missed from outside in this game after making three in the first half.
There's a certain toughness about this Villanova team, Jim. We've seen this. Kansas got up a couple of times in the second half. Resilient, tough-minded.
Yeah, it was 5 early in that second half in the regional final in Louisville. Came back to win it. Here's Hart, turnaround.
Nice job defensively again by Johnson. Automatic switch.
Talk to Ochefu. He likes guarding the big guys. Excuse me, the little guys on the perimeter, doing a good job on Barry.
Got it down low to Meeks. He couldn't handle it.
And it looks like Carolina is out of sorts.
There are 3 ways to watch the championship. You're watching the national broadcast on TBS. True Homer coverage. You can find the Villanova team stream presented by Bleacher Report on True TV. The North Carolina broadcast, the North Carolina team stream, is on TNT.
Nice
Brunson. Fake pass, Page.
How about that?
Fouled on the shot.
He does a great job refusing the screen with a fake, too. A lot of guys just refuse it off the bounce, but that was a solid play. Heady play.
Jay Wright must teach that. A lot of the ball fakes.
I think the father may have done that one, though. Let's not give Jay too much.
You can't give him too much credit.
His father, Rick, star at Temple back in the early 90s. And got the Owls within 1 game of a Final Four in '93. And, well, what did Jalen tell us yesterday? He says his father still thinks about that game an awful lot. Still bugs him. And you saw the bench shot of Jay Wright, named yesterday the Naismith Coach of the Year for the 2nd time, guys. Won in '06.
Grant didn't say LaLon Kruger. I think he remembered the game.
I would think. Page. Little head fake.
Nice
and flip.
pass.
He does some great interior passing.
Great passing indeed. Villanova went to a 2-3 zone. And in Carolina, they're passing. I just don't know if that's the right defensive look for Villanova against this great passing Tar Heel team.
Guys, Archie Diacono has not scored since 4 minutes into the game. He had a quick 7. So he's gone almost 20 minutes.
There's that bite.
Jenkins. That one rattles out.
And Johnson doing a nice job recovering, even if he's beaten initially.
Big lob, and never got a clean hold of it. Meeks off the floor. Meeks able to get there.
Johnson, I think they're going to call. Who are they going to call this on?
I think they're going to call a foul here.
Is it Meeks, maybe?
But you got to love it, Coach. Both teams laying it all on the line, sacrificing their bodies, getting on the floor.
It's on Meeks. Right there. Wow. His second.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. A little play on, a little skirmish. Your father wouldn't like that call at all. I don't think he ever fumbled, though. At least that he would tell you.
Yeah.
The fans seeing the replay. Refs have been doing a great job, though. Really well conducted game.
Villanova 1 out of 6 from the field to start this half. Ochefu backing in. He's got the position he wants, and he converts.
Well, he is patient.
Yes, he is, and good things have happened when he gets the ball inside, delivering.
They got the mismatch they want now with Archie. They got to do a better job finding in that box area. Johnson's got to be proactive.
Hart.
And a little foul there.
And he called for it. Tried to beat Jackson to the spot. First on Hart. First break in the second half. We've got a 3-point game in the championship. At the championship game, Michael Jordan is here, and he's with Craig Sager.
Well, there are more than 50 Tar Heels, former players on hand for tonight's game, including Michael Jordan.
Tar Heel blue. Nice shoes. No, actually, this is how I started. This is my roots. This is where I began. University of North Carolina gives me great pleasure, and for Coach Williams, and it's like a family. Any chance we can come back and support the university, we do. This is my chance to get back and come back and support.
Every tournament ends with one shining moment. You're the game winner in the 82 title. How often do you think of that moment?
That's the birth of Michael Jordan. Before then I was Mike Jordan. All of a sudden I make that shot on Michael. I mean, it gives every young kid an opportunity to believe, and for me, it started my career. But thank God everything works out for the best.
Well, thanks. Enjoy the second half.
You feeling good?
I'm feeling great.
It's always good to see you, man. Hang in there. All right, thank you. All right, my brother.
It is always great to see Craig Sager and to see Michael Jordan here in the title game crowd. That foul was on Bridges, his third. Michael talking about that family atmosphere at North Carolina, and when he went to a whole new level in the championship game down in New Orleans in 1982 as a freshman.
Killing that jumper. I wonder if he wears those Carolina shorts still. Remember he used to have them in his uniform? Nice.
Hart.
Just so under control. Great jump stop. So powerful down there on the block. Mr. Hart.
Bridges really having a problem. Johnson doing a bet. They got a hold here. Reynolds on the foul line, but just a great pogo stick power jump stop by Hart. Really hasn't been able to do this. Look at that elevation, over 6'8". JJ. I said, JJ, you looked at me over there, Jim. You little guy?
I like the name. Little Jameson Jr. Thank you for that. Here's Barry.
But this kid's played so well. Thought it was interference in here.
Yeah, thought it had a chance to be. Something he didn't do in the first half, but once. And that's missed a shot. He's 6 out of 8 now from the field. Villanova has chipped away, had been down 7 early in this half. Here's Reynolds.
Wow.
That was to tie it.
Boy, nice little move, everything but the finish. They were not getting it to Johnson when he's free. Timing has not been really good. There's the goodness. The outside hand was wide open.
Villanova pressuring the ball. Carolina guards unable to see the interior.
They got charged.
Yeah, it's offensive on Barry as Archie Diacono was able to draw it.
Well, it's interesting. I don't think he was quite there, but the arm helped him. That helped him.
Without a doubt. Might be the first mistake Joel Barry's made tonight, but he's made a living here, getting to the middle of the court to arch with the great anticipation.
Shefu back on the floor now. Reynolds takes a rest.
Bounce pass to Bridges, and it ties the game at 44.
Well, that's a nice dribble. React to the D, and they overplay on the wing. Great read. Arch with the delivery. Well, they are missing the post-up guys.
Here's Britt. Ochefu on him.
He loves it. Now they got Arch trying to go over the top.
And Raph, you talk about Carolina, they love to overplay. Great back cut by Bridges and finish at the rim. And the bench is celebrating on that particular play.
Villanova on a 10-3 run. Page.
Tough shot.
Oh, that's the fourth, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's going to be on Bridges, number 4.
Oh, he was coming right to him, too. One of those, maybe lost his balance a little, reached out.
So they're going to bring Hart back in. Bridges a valuable sub. He has to go out.
Particularly on this end of the floor. Long, lean, always in the right spot.
Britt to inbound.
Oh, look at this mistake. That is not Carolina basketball
that's
right
surprising. Experience every moment of tonight's game live on the CBS Sports app. Real-time expert analysis, the stats, all the trending news. Download the CBS Sports app now. What a game. Tied at 44 as Villanova's come back from 7 down.
This is where they yo-yo Jenkins.
Booth for the lead. Yes.
How about this kid stepping up big time? Post up, manufactured off the bounce. The knockdown.
Back at the pavilion on campus. They're going wild. Page.
Look at this kid.
Ties it right back at 46.
Oh, you got a good one here. Nice attack. Pause in the air. Let the defense swirl by.
First basket by the Tar Heels in almost 4 minutes. Here's Hart.
Nice job by Britt.
Booth with 6 to shoot. He's got Johnson on. He's going to step back. Put up the jumper for 3.
That's right now. He's feeling it, Ralph. Little mid-range shot. Three-pointer, step back. Booth stepping up big.
And that's what they want to do. Move Johnson around and take advantage of the mismatch.
Here's Britt. A 3 of his own. Nope. And it is Booth at the other end with the rebound and a reach in on Page.
It's number 3, Jim.
It's his 3rd.
Not as for him. Not a good play. Too talented, too smart, but at the other end, the automatic switch. How about the delivery? The ability to knock it down with some nylon. Getting good looks. Started with Hart. Booth with the finish.
What's impressive about Villanova, when there's a hot hand, they continue to go back. Booth.
Speaking of a hot head, did you see Johnson in that shot? He is furious. He hasn't gotten touches. He's upset about it. Daddy Mass.
Checking out that scoreboard.
He'd rather be on the bench than in the stands, I think. Seeing this guy out there.
Johnson out and Hicks in for Coach Williams. Here's Brunson.
Hints of a better match for Hart, I think. Sheffer at the rim.
Bounce pass, so Chefu fights for it.
I think the foul, Jim.
That's going to be a reach in here on Meeks. His 3rd.
And once again, Raph, beautiful pass, a nice little tie-up.
Hey, initially I thought it should have been a jump ball, right?
Been a jump ball,
even before
definitely.
Meeks got involved. This is one of those teams, Villanova, you look at the score, so Roy look up, they don't go away. They're like hanging on there.
He just found that out in the last few minutes.
They've had trouble inbounding. Look at this.
And it's stolen away. Good call, Raph.
They got numbers.
Barry from behind. It was Hart reaching in.
Got him on a trip, though. One of those you got to call.
Yeah, these coaches, 2 of the best. You coach your whole life to get on a stage like this. Roy Williams, he's won a couple of championships. Looking for a 3rd. Jim Nance along with Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wilson, and Craig Sager. What a game it's been to this point. Carolina had a 7-point lead early stage of the second half, but Villanova now up by 3.
And they're trying to get it inside. They're just not doing a good job entering and being committed to the big guys. They're giving up on it too quickly and not getting the outside punch from Burry. He's been silenced this half.
Credit to Villanova, their defense. They are fighting the bigs inside.
There you go.
That's Meeks. Back to the rim. Nice battle for it. That's Hicks who comes out with it.
And that's North Carolina basketball. Extra effort on the boards.
Britt. Again, another battle, and a putback spins off the rim. Yet another.
They got to jump ball.
Well,
Good call.
Almost Meeks.
Go the other way.
Yep, the arrow belongs to the Wildcats. They had a couple of really close range looks.
Yes, they did. Fighting in there on the glass. Multiple efforts. But I'll tell you what, Roy Williams lit into his team during that timeout. You see them come back, respond, getting the ball inside, just weren't able to capitalize.
And no Johnson, only the one foul.
There's Bryson, and that was Britt who reached in and took it out of his hands, but North Carolina on the line.
They do a great job corralling that dribble drive. Here comes.
Yeah, Page is coming back, Jackson and Johnson. That was a long rest for Bryce Johnson.
Johnson gets a little bit frustrated when he doesn't get those touches, and they have not been coordinated in sync on the offensive end to give him those opportunities. Nobody hurt
wide open underneath. Hicks able to clear it.
Got to stop the dribble.
Berry taken off. And back to the rim, and a look at Jenkins.
Oh, nice job getting back. That's one of those you got to finish.
Joe Berry, 15 points in the first half. Scoreless here, 0 for 2 in the second half. With credit to Villanova making the adjustments at halftime. But he's got to finish that.
Carolina shooting only 23% in the second half. And has missed its last 5.
He's pretty clever in here.
Gotta stay down that ball fake.
Nice help.
Jenkins over Johnson.
How about that fadeaway?
And the lead is 5 for Villanova. Its largest lead of the night.
A little Barkley-like maneuver.
Whoa, slow down now.
And size, too. Nice help by Hart.
Came over, and it's off Villanova.
As you said, very Barkley-like. Getting down on the low block, but just so patient. He loves that right shoulder. Beautiful rotation. Jenkins going at Mr. Johnson down there on that low post.
The difference between Jenkins and Charles is he didn't have a dietitian.
There's Johnson.
Oh, goodness, that's his shot, too.
Johnson's just very frustrated right now. He's got to mentally stay into the game. His team's going to need him here in these last 10 minutes.
Got to keep going to him, too, I think.
Is back on the board for the first time since 4 minutes into the game.
And nobody's showing defensively on that little ball screen.
Carolina's missed 9 of its last 10. And
look at this kid,
Hart almost got away with it. Up ahead to Hicks. Gets past O'Chefu. Big time move.
Little Euro step at the rim there. But they got to do a better job showing on screens. Better match for Johnson with Reynolds.
Booth. Surrounded. Lobs it to the far corner. 10. Arcidiacono.
Pretty. They do that so
trips.
They do that so well, Jim, where they pirouette in the lane, lock that pivot foot, and deliver the punch. Ooh, got a foul, I think, on Arcidiacono on Page.
And, Coach, you said Arch driving the middle. Great jump stop. The ball fake sold it. A nice spin move, finishing at the basket, but he sold it with that little ball fake. And so efficient down there in the paint.
How do you back up 71% on Saturday? Second best ever at the Final Four. Best ever, in fact, in a semifinal game. Shooting 57.5 tonight.
Pretty impressive. They got to get Page going, too, I think.
1-1. Don't miss a special presentation of the new TBS comedy series, The Detour, tonight after the game. Roy Williams calling this Carolina team closer than perhaps any team he's ever coached, overcoming more adversity. He says the most criticized, least appreciated, great team he's ever had.
They feel they weren't complicit in any things that transpired in the past, and you know, these kids, he feel, have done their job. They have been good students in the proper courses, and just one of those things that has annoyed them all year long. Nice drive.
Look at this kid off the bench. Booth has been the star here tonight for Villanova. Leads them in scoring with 14.
Tough
Page,
shot.
quick three. Got it.
That means you're a senior to deliver that kind of a deep threat. Nice and patient, not turning it over.
Jenkins with 7 to shoot.
Watch your back cut. They're denying real strong. Oh, my goodness. How about
Decides
this
to take
take?
it.
When in doubt, let it fly.
He wasn't even square.
The lead is 7 for the Wildcats. As Page tries to take it again and does.
How about that little show and go? A little razzle-dazzle going to the tin.
How about the way this is heating up at each end?
Big-time plays.
13 for Page, 9 coming second half.
Nice post.
Feed it down to Reynolds. Over Meeks.
He's not quite as efficient offensively in there. Getting better.
Page.
Look at him taking
Fake
over
the
this
three, lobs it up. No. Meeks trying to put it back up. Couldn't get a clean hold of it. Foul on Villanova.
Carolina basketball, though, hitting the rim, but the ability to do some damage, particularly, he can't even get squared around. He's able to knock him down. A big fella looming large, and this guy is magnificent. Tough kid, outside or towards the rim.
Guys, as they say, we didn't come this far just to come this far. Right? That's what he said.
And don't forget, Johnson 5-point has really not been a factor. They need him, Carolina.
2 shots for Meeks after Jenkins picked up his 3rd. Your teams and highlights and your scores all in one place. Download Team Stream, the free app from Bleacher Report now. Here's the junior from Charlotte. Makes it a 3-point game.
And right now for North Carolina, obviously you got to get stops. But offensively, you have to move the ball. Villanova's up the intensity. Carolina's been a little rattled. Just calm down, relax, and get the ball inside.
And this guy, that little grab here, he can go to the rim too. They got a charge on him.
That's his 4th.
And I just thought they had better served. They got the ball inside. And let the touch by Oshefu. But you get him rolling, he just couldn't control it. And just great understanding defensively. Heads up play. Your guy from the Orlando area.
And they replace one player with 4 fouls with another. Bridges.
Yeah, get some defense now out of Bridges. Get it inside. That's important, I think, right now. Either with the dribble, a little cross screen, and a down screen.
Marcus Page has had success penetrating, getting to the basket.
A little squeeze box. Well played by Villanova.
It's amazing. Meeks is down low on Brunson.
Page.
He was right on it. Look at him. He wants it more, this kid. He's tough. Elevates, grabs.
Carolina has to recognize mismatches. Brunson was down there on Meeks. They didn't see him.
Against the big 3.
And they are not showing and helping. Got to do a better job if you're Carolina. Once again, all the fronting inside is going to force a lot of tough shots or dribble. And lucky to get that inside.
Meeks, tough shot with players all over him.
And right there, Coach, you said the bigs are not coming up, stepping up. Arcidiacono, too good a shooter for you to leave him alone, coming off a pick and roll, knocking it in like that. And your boy,
Rolando,
is quite happy watching his team.
right next to him, Mike Fratello, who was an assistant at Villanova years ago. But a lot of the things that employed by Jay Wright, he learned under that guy, Rolly Massimino. Right now, Johnson in the game, you got to get him involved. Get his head going. Somehow force the issue to put him back in the game.
The foul was on Pinson. 1-1 for Arcidiacono, who was playing in his 144th and final game in a Wildcat uniform. Grew up living and dying with the Wildcat basketball program. Both of his parents, Villanova graduates.
He's really embodied what Jay Wright's program is all about. They call him Little Jay Wright.
Ryan Wright.
That's it, Ryan Wright. Got 16. That's tops for the Wildcats, including a big stretch here in the recent minutes.
Look at this scramble help. And again, they don't get it inside. Everybody looking for
Page hits the floor, no call.
And they're going back with it.
Yep, no, stay with North Carolina.
And that was just tremendous defense there. Confrontation at the rim. Reynolds going up strong, keeping his hands, not fouling. I know the Carolina faithful thought it was a foul, but tremendous defense at the rim.
Everybody talking here. So be careful of the lob.
Out to Pinson. North Carolina has been unable to stop Villanova's momentum.
And Reynolds now has the assignment with Johnson. Just a little out of sync.
It's amazing they can't get him the ball. This is what they do. Take players out of their game.
Barry. Again, not the same story as the first half. He has not scored since the intermission.
And Jim, at the open, the one word that came into play was toughness. And this is exhibited going after rebounds.
Let's go over to Tracy.
Jim, Daniel Ochefu back in right now, but extremely fatigued. He keeps taking himself out of the game. And Coach Jay Wright keeps saying to him, are you okay? The assistants just looked at him. They said, we need you back out there. There's no time for this. Get back out on the floor. Jim?
Only 5:29 to go.
What happened for him making his own decisions?
1-1.
Not on a night like tonight.
Things change in the final game.
Now, Carolina's got to get some fluidity on the other end. Bouncing more than they normally do. They're such an efficient passing team. Their timing is off. Their screening is off. And Johnson is just out of sorts. So you got to get him. He's got a tough guy on him now, Sheffield. Here's their box set, using a back screen.
Oh, and Bridges.
Amazing.
And how many times have we seen that? Deflection, steals, Bridges, so long, so athletic, great anticipation.
By the way, Booth hit the 2 free throws, and he's now tied his career high with 16. As Hicks comes back onto the floor for the Heels. Remember that 25-point run in the second half against Oklahoma, just unprecedented at a Final Four. Currently on a 33-16 stretch.
They got the clear out they want.
Johnson.
Tough shot. Very tough shot because they Sheffield loom large. The big fella, forget the fatigue. You got to reach back for 5 minutes. You know what's at stake.
Hart. Back outside with it. Under 5 minutes to play.
In Carolina, they love to trap in these situations. You got to be careful with Villanova. They're very dangerous.
Lob it wildly, and it's taken away by Carolina. And Hart, that tangled up's going to be whistled for his third.
And this is the first time I've seen Jay Wright talk to Arcidiacono like that. He didn't like the entry pass. Well, 4 years, 144 games. I guess it's worthwhile.
He's due for a tongue lashing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. He'll know better next time.
We get a tongue lashing every day from our producer, Mark Wolf.
You kind of like that.
I do. I'm used to it. I feel like I'm home. This kid's got to play big, I think. A little bit silenced this half after extraordinary.
Yeah, not a single point in this half. He's going to be shooting 2. Double bonus the rest of the way.
And you're right, Rav. I think he is going to be the key. Johnson's frustrated. Villanova doing a great job on him. Marcus Page not able to get loose. Joe Barry's going to have to step up, penetrate, get to the free throw line, have a big finish for these Tar Heels.
You played this team before. Watch out for the press and the run and jump now. You don't move to get free, you're going to have problems. Once over half court. Sheffield there to give a little bump. Ooh, I thought he had an angle.
Right now for Villanova, the clock is your friend.
He's really have trouble showing on that ball screen.
Look at Hart taking it to the hole, but he's rejected.
I think Hicks and Johnson right there.
Here's Jackson giving it up to Hicks. Put back by Johnson.
We have a timeout.
Jay Wright stomping over there, furious at that sequence. As the 10-point deficit for Carolina has been trimmed down to 6 now.
But those are 2 bad possessions by Villanova, and it's allowed North Carolina to get back into the game.
Well, much like me, I got composure right back.
Wright took a timeout right after that little fit, as North Carolina scored the last 4.
A little more aggressive defensively. Nice hesitation.
Booth.
Look at this. You're not going to get much for free with those bigs looming.
As Carolina changed the momentum.
They have. Nice cross.
Outside. Big shot right here. Barry's 3. Yes!
Right back.
Last 7 to North Carolina.
I think you got to use O'Sheffel in the low box. Dribble drive is causing a lot of harm. Great defense by Carolina. Here he is. They've been able to get a little. Sheffield's got to work a little harder.
Only freshman on the floor. To start this game, Brunson 2 to shoot. Booth got it away, and it's his night.
I'll say.
How many times have we seen guys off the bench step up in the finals and play big?
He sure has.
Career high for Booth. 18. Page, tough shot.
Well, you can get a hold underneath O'Sheffel, I think.
O'Sheffel was making contact from behind. That's his 2nd foul. And a whole lot of years of leadership and games to back it up.
He's an admirable kid, one of those guys that's going to be a born leader and a solid play. And right now they need Justin here to start playing. He played all that first half, and goodness, he's got to ring the bell.
Yeah, hasn't scored in this half.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on the guards too. Berry and Page making those threes. And really Johnson anonymous out there, don't you think?
And that's what Villanova has done. They did it with Perry Ellis. They did it the other night with Buddy Hield.
0 for 2.
Tonight with Bryce Johnson.
Ooh.
That was tough.
And they're going to use clock. Here's a Horns play. They like to get one low and pop the big fella, Jenkins. A nice hug out here. That's his range. Jenkins is going to be able to drive, I think, the way he's being hugged. Yeah, hits, overcommitting, small change foul.
1-and-1 coming up.
It's a tough matchup for Hicks. You got to respect Jenkins and his shooting ability. Of course, he can also put the ball on the floor, and Hicks has a tendency to foul and be overly aggressive. Was on that play.
1-and-1. His teammates call him Big Smooth. Can he be that right here? No, it comes off the rim.
3 missed free throws in a row, both teams.
He's in the 80s, too.
Barry.
Tough shot.
Really tough shot. Going away from the basket, and Villanova comes right back out with it.
I'm looking for them to trap, and they haven't. They really love their run and jump, too.
2 minutes left in the title game.
Villanova will milk the shot clock, bring it all the way down.
Look at this.
Open his heart.
On the floor.
Yep.
Should be.
Well, let's see. Jackson climbs on his back.
What a cut. And that's that overplay. You committed to denying the entry pass, and what a read by Jenkins. Just not a pretty face out there, huh? Finding the cutter. Pretty good. They want a 3. They're getting them shooting on that, huh?
Well, that is the 10th team foul, so it's double bonus anyway.
True.
So Hart at the line for a couple. Oh boy, stay tuned after the game for Inside March Madness, presented by Buick on TBS, and tension exposed on each side at the free throw line.
2 in a row missed. A little yo-yo job now. Bridges on the floor. Jenkins taking a blow.
The lead is 6.
Now defensively, you want to force Carolina to use some clock. Conversely, a lot of quick hitters now. Double screen for a jumper. A nice little automatic switch, and he's tough on the dribble. He has confidence to play the little guy. How about that? Leads him to the well, and provided strength at the rim.
Bridges is the one who said, get that out of here, with 15 to shoot on the inbound.
It's all about the big guy using those puppies to ward off, force them wide. Nice screen.
Here's Page.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They are tough with the inbounds pass. Hit and follow by the guard. The little guy able to get the puppies organized. Turn to Page. Quick timeout by the Tar Heels. A nice little fade screen. Stroke. Mighty fine in Carolina with that one.
How's the pool?
Built for families, designed for drivers. Introducing the new QX60 from Infiniti.
Marcus Page with a huge three, his 38th all-time in NCAA tournament play, which ties the school record of Donald Williams, who was an MOP.
Yes, he was. 93?
93, yeah. When Dean and the Tar Heels won the title in New Orleans.
Full court pressure.
And right now, North Carolina just has to be solid on defense. Make sure, that's it. No double teaming and trapping, just solid.
But there's a double. There's a perfect trap. Look at that. Oh,
my goodness. Archie Diacono in the direction of Ochefu, but sails way over his head.
That running jump we've been looking for.
I stand to be corrected. Maybe the trap does work.
They were bunched up, and out on the top, Bryce Johnson does a good job being in the way as well over here. He's in the area where he's going to take away that pass across the top.
Carolina's crawled back into it, a 10-3 stretch. Got it down low. Johnson makes it home, and it's down to one.
And Bridges gambled and paid for it, tried the front. I think they want timeout now.
Timeout, Villanova. Exactly 1 minute left. And exactly a 1-point difference. Villanova in front.
Honey, did you call the insurance company?
Not yet. I'm folding laundry. Can you?
No, cleaning the windows.
Well, the living room's a disaster.
You should see the bathroom.
Most insurance companies give you every reason to avoid them.
I'm looking for my keys.
Plants need planting.
Well, the leaves aren't going to rake themselves.
Nationwide is different.
Hon, did you call Nationwide to check on our claim?
We put members first.
Actually, they called me.
Nationwide is on your side.
Look.
Villanova to inbound. Archie Diacono, I think, was saying that might have been touched by a Carolina player when he tried to throw it in the direction of Ochefu.
But still, that was a bad pass.
Yeah.
Being trapped, cross court. Got somebody in Villanova come meet the pass on that particular play.
And now you don't want to bunch up if you're Villanova. Stay wide so they can't trap, or when they trap, you can post up and make them pay.
Conversely, North Carolina just continue to be solid, no mistakes. Make Villanova take and make a tough shot.
Got to get it down to the corner to do some damage. Too much dancing right here.
Booth with 7.
Walk. Oh, my goodness. I thought he may have walked.
A foul call on Carolina.
And right there, Isaiah Hicks, just keep your hands up high. You're a big guy. You don't need to reach in.
Check the pivot foot, though.
On Booth, I think you're right. He might have got away with a walk.
Unless they felt the ball was touched. That's the only thing I can say.
Fourth foul on Hicks. Carolina crowd goes just insane over the replay of that one.
86% free throw shooting. They have missed 2 coming down the stretch. These are key. This kid, he has shown you something, hasn't he?
Wasn't there another reserve that came in back in 1985 and played big for Villanova? Harold Jensen?
Oh, yeah, the 5 for 5, right?
Well, this kid's 6 out of 7.
I always think of him as a starter.
It's the game of his career.
I think it's got to be going to the rim or post up.
I think you got a quick find for Johnson inside.
Page goes ahead and takes it inside, and it somehow rattles out. Carolina fights for it and gets the putback.
Boy, Hart had it in couldn't lock the deal up.
But Page showing tremendous heart, getting on the glass and finish.
Villanova's got one timeout. Let's see if they play it out.
Here we go. The whole season coming down to this.
There you go. Good giveaway. I think they wasted a few seconds, don't you?
Yeah, they should have fouled maybe a little bit earlier.
Smart play, though. Put them on the line, see what they can do.
Hart missed a free throw earlier, front end of a one-on-one.
He's got two here. Again, two rest of the way.
Funny, the ball does come out a little to the right out of his hand. And right now, I think you go for a quick two. Let's see what they do. If they don't, they may drive, draw, and kick for the three. And then the consideration of a foul. At what time? Coaches have a time, maybe 7 seconds or less to give it.
Remember, Carolina has one timeout if it wants it. And they're going to take it. Timeout called by Villanova. Villanova.
A lot of things go on in this timeout now. How you inbound the ball, where you go. I think if you can get a quick push, but Villanova makes them contain. I think you got to think about a three if you get under 10 even. I mean, it's one of those deals. The game is over if you miss the three. That's why I like to go for the two right away. Maybe some dribble drive, or Johnson just hasn't been available for them. And that's the real deal. Maybe a high-low, bang it and dump it down, duck in.
I agree, Coach. If anything, the guards for North Carolina pushing into transition, maybe a quick little ball screen, get to the basket. Page and Barry have been successful getting to the paint. Maybe get a quick basket and then have to foul right away and put Villanova on the free throw line. And
then because Jay at that time, it's got to take, when are we going to foul for two? The concern is don't let the guy be in the active shooting.
You got to have an awareness for Marcus Page. He can take those big shots, not afraid of the moment.
Extending the floor here just to make Carolina use a little bit of clock.
It's Barry, who had the hot hand from three in the first half. They're going to have to do something from the outside now. It's Page off balance. Puts it over. Impossible. How did he do that? Ties the game with 4.7 seconds to go.
How about that kid? They beat him up during the season with his inability to make threes. He kept his composure. This time, the little guy with some major onions to tie this thing up.
Incredible. Got away from Ochefu, then had to adjust with Archie Diacono coming after him.
How special is this kid? Great student, great kid to talk to. Leadership qualities above the norm, and lifted his team with a chance now with 4 to go. Villanova's got to get a quick push to get it up the floor. I would say, look at the kid there.
Michael Jordan says, I know all about this in the closing seconds.
I may make another donation.
Wow.
This has really been a fun ride, hasn't it?
It really has been.
Roy now knowing that you've got to contain and force the ball.
You want to see one of the all-time snapshots and images right before he launches it right there. That'll be some shot to look at. But now, let's train our attention to what Villanova's going to do here with 4.7 seconds.
Well, you want them to make sure they're not turning up the floor with a speed dribble. Make them catch coming backwards. That's one thing. You might get a post pass. You'll catch it, post, and hit. They did a Scotty Reynolds pass like this against Pittsburgh a few years ago, 2009, to get there. But Ochefu selling out wasn't a good job.
Yeah, gamble on that play. But Villanova has one of these end-of-game full-court plays in their package. They got to execute. They do have one timeout left.
Got to be careful of an errant pass, too, and a gamble.
Watch for maybe a give and go. Throw the ball to Ochefu.
You got the first thing
one of the streaking shooters running down the court.
The first thing is you got to get it in. They're going to clean up the floor where Ochefu fell earlier. Getting free is essential. Then who you are throwing to. You'd love to get into one of the speed demons' hands, and that would be.
Look at Ochefu just going ahead. This is a, hey, I did it, so I'll clean it up.
Well, I could use him around my house. Hopefully he'll be a high-price mopper someday.
Wow. 4.7 seconds. Villanova trying to go length of the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt.
Jenkins
gives it to Jenkins for the championship. The national champions with Jenkins hitting the winner at the buzzer.
Jim, they're going to check it. I thought it was good live, but how about those onions? A counter. Double order, sauteed, if it's good.
Well, they're going to check the clock if there's any time, and boy, they've got a problem on their hands if they do, because the streamers, the confetti, they would have to clear it out. Watch this.
And the recognition of Arch finding Jenkins. Miscommunication by North Carolina.
It's out. It's good.
It's all the way.
How about that?
The officials on the far side have already walked away now after seeing it. A national championship buzzer beater for the title.
How good is that?
Big Smooth.
Big Smooth.
I won't call him chubby anymore. What a set play, though. Arch pushes, caves the defense, the slap back pass. His range is incredible.
His range is unlimited, but how about the sensational plays down the stretch of both teams? Page hitting that big shot, and of course, Mr. Jenkins comes down and matches him for the game winner.
That was just a pleasure to behold, that whole sequence.
Wow.
Both teams.
Instant classic.
Heartbreak, no question about it.
Look at Carolina's kids. Villanova also just struck with emotion. One of the great championship games you'll ever see. To think what you had in the last 5 seconds, the shot by Page, and then Jenkins.
He's still cool. He didn't react.
He doesn't even have to shower after this. Goodness. Well, he hung tough with his kids. The pace of the game they had control of.
We saw the official tell Jay, we're just going to go double check. And anyway, Jay, it looked as if for a moment there he was heading straight for this guy, because it knows it's just impossible to put your mind around it if you're on the short end of this.
Now, this is some tough profession. When stuff like that happens, there's nothing you can do. And exalt him is his boy. A lot of pasta in the Massimino house tonight. Pass the vino, Rolando, you and Michael. And they'll find a nice place with a lot of Parmesan cheese. How about this?
This kid who was taught how to shoot the basketball by his mother, who would not even let him shoot outside shots, anything from outside the paint, until he was in the 8th grade.
How about that?
And clearly mother knows best.
But she sure does. And, you know, how about a tip of the hat to the strength coach who eats with him every day? Yep. Just to control that intake.